I get it. Some women do not believe in love, probably because they have had seasons of bad relationships with terrible men. But what I don't get is the unfair conclusion that all men are the same. Personally, I disagree with this generalization. I just think it is wrong. So into this video, I'm going to share with you 10 differences between a good man and a bad one. I'm hoping that this video will provide some clarity to a lot of women so they will understand exactly the things that they should look for when they are choosing a man. But before we get into that, I am Emmanuel Smarth and welcome to my channel. On this channel, I provide relationship advice for women. If that sounds like something that you are interested in, then kindly consider subscribing and turning on all notifications. Now, let's get into the video. When it comes to understanding the difference between a good man and a bad man, it is important that we talk about selflessness versus selfishness. You see, ladies, a good man understands that the moment he is involved in a relationship, it is no longer just about him. It is no longer just about what he wants or what makes him happy. It becomes a collective effort. In other words, it is about the happiness of him and his partner. In a certain extent, a good man might even forego his own happiness to ensure that his partner is happy. Now, when we talk about selfishness, we're talking about a man that doesn't care about any other person. He doesn't care about the feelings of his partner. The only thing he cares about is his own feelings. The only thing he's concerned about is his needs and expectations being met. So let me say this to you, ladies. Find a man that is selfless and stay away from men that are extremely selfish, because all they are going to bring to you is heartaches and a bunch of heartbreaks. The second difference that I want to talk about has to do with focus and unfocus. You see, a good man has a line of focus. A good man has a goal. He has something that he wants to accomplish in his life. A good man is always working to improve his life and to see that his life is heading in the right direction. But that is not all. A good man is also going to ensure that he helps you to find your hidden potential, or he's going to encourage you and support you until you achieve something that is a goal of yours or something that is worth achieving. But if you are with a man that is unfocused, such men are terrible men. They are bad men. They have no focus, no sense of direction, no plan. As a matter of fact, they just go with the wind. If you're with such men and you're not careful, they might even drag you down into their part of foolishness. So be careful. Look for a man that is focused. Look for a man that has a sense of purpose and not a man that doesn't even know where his life is heading. The third difference that I want us to talk about has to deal with truth versus lies. I must say this. Telling someone the truth is probably one of the hardest things a person will have to do, because sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes the truth is ugly. It is bitter. It is something that people don't want to hear. But if you have a man that is willing to tell you the truth and risks upsetting you or risks even affecting your relationship, that is a good man. A bad man, on the other hand, would tell you elaborate lies, would manipulate you, would use you, would use words to persuade you just because he wants to keep the truth away from you. So a man that is willing to tell you the truth, no matter the circumstances or no matter the consequences, that is a good man. A man that is just lying to you, just cheating on you, and you keep believing in his lies, these are the kind of men that you need to stay away from. Another difference that I want us to look at is respect versus disrespect. If you have a good man, you are almost certain, you are always certain that he's going to respect you. Now, I have this belief that respect is best served in one's absence, but it doesn't mean that you shouldn't show respect or give respect to a person in their presence. So here's how you know that you have a good man: a man that respects you, a man that talks to you politely, a man that doesn't yell, a man that doesn't scream, a man that try not to exercise his manliness, whenever people around, a man that will basically take the respect that he has for you and extend it to your family and to your friends. that is a good man. But a man that disrespects you, a man that speaks to you in any manner, in any tool, and does not care who is in front of him or who is around you two when he's talking to you in that manner, that is a disrespectful man, and that is a bad man. Something you need to think about. Another difference that I want to talk about has to do with sacrifice and entitlement. A good man understands that if you're in a relationship and you love a woman, you have to make sacrifices. And one of the greatest sacrifices that we can give to the one we love is our time, is our need to serve them, is our need to help them with difficult tasks, with things that are making their lives uncomfortable. If you find a man that is willing to go out of his way to put a smile on your face, to make your life easy like a breeze, then you have a good man. But if you have a man that does not want to sacrifice for you and does not even appreciate the things that you are doing for him, you could be giving him money, you could be helping him out, you could be taking care of his family, you could be doing everything in your power to ensure that the relationship works. Rather, he has the sense of entitlement. That is a bad man. So look for a man that is willing to go the extra mile to help you out. Don't look for a man that sits back, relax, and feels entitled to everything that you are doing for him. Talking about more differences between a good man and a bad man, I want to bring the subject of security versus insecurity. When a man is secure, he has a good image of himself. He has faith in himself and, of course, that of his partner. A secure man does not feel the need to monitor you, to check up on you, to monitor all your social media accounts, to be jealous, to stalk you, to question who you are hanging out with, the time you're going in and out. That is just exhausting and too much. So a good man is secure in himself, and he also believes the woman that he is with. But if you happen to be in love or in relationship with an insecure man, you're going to face a host of problems. For example, he wants to control every aspect of your life. He wants to ensure that he knows where you are, who you're talking to, what you're doing. You should be where he can see you, where he can control you. So basically what I'm trying to say, he just want to be in control of your life, and that is very unhealthy. Now let's move on to another difference. Another difference that I want to touch on has to do with the words constructive and destructive. When you are in a relationship, conflict is bound to happen. Disagreement is going to occur. You cannot escape that. But the way and manner in which you guys handle that determines the kind of man that you're dealing with. So if you're with a man, when you're talking, you are expressing your grievances. He sits down, he listens to you, he pays attention to you, he looks into your eye, and they hear everything you're saying. If he realizes that his actions are affecting you, the first thing he does is apologize and say to you, I'm sorry that my behavior or my actions are affecting you and they are making you feel this way. It was never my intention. After listening to you without any interruption, he can tell you the things that you're doing that are affecting him. But he will do that in a polite manner. He will do that without insulting you. So that is a very constructive man giving you a constructive criticism. But if you find yourself on the receiving end of an insult, if you find yourself on the receiving end of constant complaint, nagging, and if you're not even careful, even hitting you, then that man is very destructive. My advice to you is exit the relationship. Such people don't change until they get it, and sometimes they just don't get it. Let's talk about open-mindedness and close-mindedness. Times have changed, but some men, their values, their beliefs, they haven't changed, even if those values and beliefs were learned in ignorance. So you have a man who is willing to try new things, who is willing to listen to a different opinion, who is willing to hear what your values are, who is willing to he's just open to new experiences. That is a good man. But if you're ever with a man that thinks he's always right, that there's nothing you can tell him to change his mind, he believes that his beliefs and his values are right. His way are right. Such men are ethnocentric. And it doesn't matter what you do, they're never going to change. And I will say this to you. Sometimes women do believe that they can change men. If you happen to find a man that really loves you, maybe. But nobody is going to change if they are not willing to change. And especially a stubborn man that believes he's right and he knows what he's talking about, trust me, he's not going to change. So look for a man that is open-minded. He doesn't necessarily have to accept what you're telling him, but at least he will give you a listening ear. And stay away from men that are close-minded. They're going to frustrate you. They're going to keep you in a constant state where you're always worried and you're even afraid to share your values or to share your thoughts. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. Another difference that I want to mention is amuse versus abuse. Now, this one is very straightforward. If you have a good man, it becomes his responsibility to put a smile on your face. Everything he does is to create a safe environment for you. An environment where the both of you can laugh, the both of you can play, and you can have fun. But if you are in a relationship with a man that loves to abuse you, you're going to notice a couple of things. He's going to abuse you physically, by hitting you, emotionally, psychologically, and he will create a hostile environment where everything he does is to affect you in one way or another. So don't encourage abuse. It is just wrong. Don't tolerate abuse, especially if the man is showing no sign that he is ready to change. Leave the relationship. Get out of that relationship, because what will start as just a simple hit might lead to, if you're not careful, the end of your life. And then the last difference that I want to talk about before I conclude this video has to do with forgiveness versus grudge. Plain and simple, a good man is going to forgive you because he understands that in a relationship, you're bound to get hurt. You might hurt him intentionally or inadvertently, but he doesn't store that. He doesn't go around keeping record of all the terrible things that you've done against him. Instead, he forgives you and continues to love you. But a bad man is going to keep grudge. He's going to have his little black book where he will store all the bad things that you've done and he will use them against you. That is not good. That is not healthy for a relationship. I'm hoping that all these differences that I talked about will help a lot of women when it comes to understanding the men that they are dealing with. Because what I feel particularly sad about is when women say men love to preach, men are all terrible, men are all horrible. I can understand that. But it just so happened that you have been dating a certain type of man. For example, there's this argument between the physical beauty or physical attribute versus the inward beauty. A lot of women have a type. They have men that are handsome, but they have terrible ways. So sometimes you fall for these handsome guys and then they maltreat you. They give you all this terrible treatment, and then you fall for another handsome guy, and then the same thing keeps happening. Now, in your myopic point of view, you believe that all men are the same. So please look for men that have substance. Look for men that are different. As I've already highlighted some of the differences, look for this. I guarantee you, your love life or your relationship will change if you look for the right thing in men. I'm going to stop here. I believe I've covered and I've said everything that I have to say in this video. Before I leave, kindly share this video. Give me some thumbs up so YouTube will recommend this video more, and leave your thoughts in the comment section. Until then, I'll see you in the next video.